Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to make fertilizers. Fertilizers are just as good as the ones you buy commercially.
If not better.
If not better. Better, it's cheaper. Saves you lots and lots of dough. And this is the name, save thousands, depending on your garden usage. As you can see mine, there's nothing wrong with it. If you pan to the left a little bit, you'll see lots and lots of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes especially. Reason I grow them is because I have a problem with fruit fly here, and they don't touch them at all. So various sizes of cherry tomatoes, and using a variety of those fertilizers I want to show you. Also, one of my subscribers said to say hello. His name's Kaya, a young person. Hopefully you learn something, and we're doing lots of gardening from this video and plus the other videos that I put up. And first fertilizer I want to show you, which is the most potent fertilizer in my repertoire, and it's the fish emulsion. So we'll go and have a look at the fish emulsion in two stages. Well, here I'm at the back of my right at the back of my backyard, pardon the pun, but this is where my fish fertilizer emulsion is kept, and it's way at the back, so there's a smell to it. There is quite a bit of a smell, but does not carry on. It stays within a 3-4 meter radius. So I've got two different types. I've got one that's already complete, and then I've been using it for a while, and I've got another one that's very new, and it'll take another couple of months before it's ready. So come and see these barrels. They're about 100 litre barrels, and here's the one that's complete. To zoom in, you'll see a oil on the top. So nice, this grey whitey oil from the fish, and and the next one you'll see how it's still going, and we've still got the you can see here we've still got the tops, you know, some guts and things of fish that are still decomposing slowly. Now, so this will take another 2-3 months. You can see my lids aren't screwed on lids, they just sit down, so just in case there's gas given off, which there is gas given off and things are rotting, as you may know. So let me tell you, there's no secret how to make fish emulsion. You can watch hundreds of videos on YouTube, but the rule of thumb is 10 kilos of water, 10 liters of water, 10 kilograms of fish. Now, where I got some of these fish is from your local fishmonger. People order fish, they fillet them, they scale and they gut them. So some of them are happy to give you all this waste product instead of putting in the garbage bin. Now, if you get it, the best thing to do, if you have a good mincer, is to mince the whole lot with the bones. Right? If you don't, just dump them in that ratio, 1:1, 1 kilo to 1 kilo. Now, there's the big problem, and this is the problem with my big barrel here that I forgot to do, and I didn't forget with the other one, is I didn't buy some active. So a lot of manures that you buy, like potting mixes and that, they got active microbes in there, and they warn you of hazards. And this is good if you use, maybe that's 100 liters. So if I use, say, 5 to 10 kilos of this stuff, the decomposition rate will increase greatly. So I'll get the great and fast increase. Otherwise, instead of waiting, 6 months, it might be 3 to 4 months. So this is fish emulsion. Dilution is 25 mil to 30 mils per liter. So 25 to 30 milliliters per liter. You can push it a bit longer because it's organic. And it's organic, and you can push a bit more, but there's no need. It's just wasting, and things grow really, really well. And also, you got to remember, there is a smell. So if you use it, it might have a smell maybe for 2 or 3 days later. And so that's the offset. But things grow well. Things respond really well to fish emulsions. And what else can I say about them? So don't be afraid. It's free. Hopefully you'll get someone to give you free, and you know, we'll go have a look at my next fertilizer.
What sort of plants would you put this on?
You put any plant, any plant. I recommend all outdoor plants. Don't put any indoor plants. All right, thank you. Well, here, this is the second type of fertilizer. This is my worm farm. This worm farm produces two types of fertilizers for me. A leachate, a worm weed, the liquid that comes out of there. And I've got the liquid that's been collecting down here in buckets. So come and have a look. So you can see all this really dark Coca-Cola side with lots of Aussies been collecting. And now inside here I've got my worm farm that's been protected by a couple of tiles, because we've got some rats and mice that come in and they love to eat the scraps. Not just the scraps, they love to eat the worms, and I want my worms. All right, so that's my worm farm. And okay,
yeah, sure. So
now I've just fed them I just fed them recently, and this is sweet potato. They love things that are sweet, and we're gonna have a look what they look like inside. So let's have a look. So they're around somewhere. They've been eating it. So they're in there with some worms. Oops. Anyway, I don't want to disturb them too much. So, but that's the sweet potato. That's doing the job. And obviously underneath the sweet potato I've got some sheep manure, which I'll show you in a minute how I use it. So fertilizer dilution rate is 1 to 10 liters. So 1 liter worm leachate, 10 liters water in the watering can. So put 1 liter, make it up to 10 liters. So 1 to 10 roughly. And so be careful not to use a stronger one, because this will burn your plants. This will kill your plants. So this one, if you put it too strong. All right, so next one. Here's my next third fertilizer. Again, it's free, it's your own time. So you're spending your own time to getting it. Because I live not too far from the sea, there's a lot of seaweed. But where I live, unfortunately, there's no kelp. So kelp is one of the best seaweed fertilizers you can get. So what I'm getting here is ribbonweed. I'll show you in a minute what ribbonweed looks like. Ribbonweed is not so strong. Dilution rate is 1 to 5. So 2 liters. You put 2 liters of this to fill up your container, 10 liters. So 2 liters of liquid fertilizer, seaweed liquid fertilizer, to 8 liters of your normal water, and then you distribute it throughout your garden. This cannot be used as a foliar spray, because it's got a lot of particulate matter, means tiny little particles floating in the water. But there is a way of keep filtering it if you want to get rid of them. It's cumbersome, and I'd recommend not to. So just use a watering can to spread it around your garden. So here we look how it looks like. So here's my bucket that's been sitting there for a while. Okay. So this is your, see here, this is your ribbonweed.
How do you spell that?
Ribbon?
Yeah.
Like a ribbon.
Okay.
Double B on it.
Okay.
Right, so that's your ribbonweed. You can see it's a little bit chocolatey, reddish, browny colour. Right, so that's the colour it should be. All I do is pick it up and strain it through this strainer, and that's it. That's ready to go. Okay, you can see. Yeah. And you can see what we do the rest of this. Okay, I could have squeezed that further and got more. So you can see a lot of moisture there, and I could have squeezed it and got more. You can see that if I wanted to. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm not bothered. Now, what do we do with this? Here's one of the best mulches you're gonna have. Best mulches. And if you don't live near the sea, well, I suggest maybe, you know, you can use some of the water plants that you have around the area, and maybe mulch those, like, you know, any growth in a lake or a river, inside the river, any plants that grow in there, use that as a mulch. That'll do well because they will have normally more nutrient value than your normal grasses and weeds that we get from the land. So this is it. This is what's left over. But again, this fertilizer takes anything up to 8 weeks to be ready. So 8 weeks, and so you can see now the last fertilizer we're going to look up here.
Dilution.
So sorry, thank you. Dilution rate, we just said it before. 2 liters of this make it up to 10 liters. So 2 liters of this, 8 liters of water. You can use tap water if you haven't got any other water. It's not going to make any difference. Okay, so we can do that. 100% organic, right? Like the fish emulsion, 100% organic. My worm leachate, 100% organic. And this next bit is 100% organic as well. So we go to the last fertilizer, and my favorite at the moment. Okay, what we got here is sheep manure. Sheep manure, whole bag here costs $10. The whole bag, I can make about 40 to 50 liters of this extract from the sheep manure, and I'll show you how to make it. It's quite easy. No brainer. So what do we do here? Let's take our sheep manure. We half fill a bucket.
Half fill.
Half fill a bucket with the sheep manure. Half fill. Right. And now the next thing we do is just add water to it. Just keep adding water until this happens.
And this water is what kind of water?
This one's rainwater, but you can use tap water. There's no difference. Rainwater, tap water. And what you're going to see now, what's going to happen, you'll see the sheep manure rising because it's lighter than water until it absorbs a lot of that water that we're adding to it. So this will take 24 hours. You can have one of the best fertilizers in 24 hours. Hopefully I got enough there. Look, it's taken a bit. You can see as I'm adding more water, the manure is rising to the surface. And this is 24 hours. So you can leave it longer, you can leave it 48 hours if you wish. There's no big difference. The longer you leave it, the stronger it becomes, but there's no need to waste that much time. Alright, now I've got it to the brim. Now what's going to happen, say after 12 hours, you might need to add more water because a lot of these droppings are dry. Dry droppings absorb water, so the level of the water decreases. So they're going to drop down. So we're going to add more water to it. So in 48 hours, you're going to be looking at something like this. And hang on, let me just get it properly. Wow. We're going to have this big black thing. Look at that. Look at the colour of that. For any Chinese greens, any green leaf vegetables, anything like oh, you name it, spinach. What else? What other green vegetables are there? Parsley. We have coriander. We have, like I said, all the Chinese vegetable already. We have numerous, like anything, onions, even tomatoes. This will go with everything. But remember, dilution rate 1 to 10. So 1 liter, and you have your watering can, make it up to 10 liters, and you water in. Again, this is not, this at the end of this, after this is done, you have a lot of particulate matter which will settle to the bottom. So when you're coming down the bottom, you'll have scum there, like a really fine silt.
Sludge.
Yeah, sludge. And you can use that. Just add a bit more water, dilute it a little bit, and then just dip it into your garden. Beautiful. And look, this is where it comes from. You'll save hundreds of dollars on fertilizers, and that's where we're on. All gardeners were saving money on fertilizers. So another big thing is, which I didn't show you, is compost. We compost our as many things as we can via worm farms. Worm farm, remember, it's not just the liquid that I use, but also when it's full, I use the castings. So the castings that worms produce, that's the solid matter that's left over. So I go for the castings and I put that as a fertilizer, like a dressing, and that works extremely well. And now, so this is what this is going to happen when I finish extracting my black gold, if you want to call it. Whatever's left over there goes into my worm farm. I've got another 3, and it goes to feed the worms, or I can put it directly onto my garden, mix with soil as a fertilizer.
Nothing goes to waste.
No, and if you do mix this with the garden, you'll see your worm concentration increase greatly. Huge levels of worms, and that's what we want to see. Lots of worms, lots of worm going through the garden makes the garden a much better place. But this is all the organic, 100% organic stuff that we have. Just want to talk to you about the Seaweed fertilizer. If you go commercially, you'll find them to be like gooey, like not as runny as you saw just then. The reason there, because they do additives that digest the whole plant. So in other words, they turn the whole plant to a liquid as they can. They add certain chemicals to it, so that happens. They may call it organic because here in Australia you're allowed to have up to 5% non-organic material gone into the material to be still called 100% organic. But when I'm talking about 100% organic, I do not have any chemicals added to it. Otherwise I would say that this is 95% organic, 80% organic, or whatever. Because I have made some fertilizers which I don't use in the garden that are not 100% organic, but 95% organic material, 5% inorganic material. But anyway, just to finish this video off, and you saw the garden a little bit there, how things grow with 100% organic. There's no problem. The raised garden beds is one of the best things that have come up. I know it costs a little bit of money to make each one, and that's what I'm saying. Thousands, hundreds of dollars saving on fertilizer makes sense. Makes sense, and you can use it. You know, you can have it like one of those barrels, fish emulsion. How I can use it for 2 years. I didn't have to change it, but I need, every time I change the crop rotation, I need to add soil. My first video shows you what I add to the soil to rejuvenate it. A lot of these liquids rejuvenate soil on top of that, so we need to also add some organic matter, like I said. Great to have compost bins or composting stuff. Excuse me. Hi, welcome back. Now this second section is coming to our cooking part of the program. Now what I'm going to do, because it's summer here and I have lots of salad things to put in a good quality salad, so I'm going to show you what kind of ingredients that I use to put in the salad. We'll start over here to the left. I know the grass and everything sometimes have grown really beyond, and I'll have to do a lot of work around. Now we come follow me here, and I've got this thing called parslane. The parslane, I'll just show you in a minute when I cut them off. Okay, so this is parslane. It's a good medicinal herb, and that's going to go well in our salad. Gives it a nice crunch. Many uses. Now I suggest anyone, and it's easy to grow, and it's looks something like that. And I'm going to eat the smaller stems. So in other words, I'll show you in a minute. So that's the smaller stem, thicker stems. You can eat the whole lot. It's great for diabetics, I hear, and low blood sugar levels. But you know, I'm not I don't have any medicinal qualifications, so you don't look it up yourselves. Now, so we'll go around my garden, and we'll see what else is there. Come around, just be careful. We'll get some, I've got here some lettuce that I grew, and it's going to seed, but doesn't matter. There's a lot of, I'll pick 2 out. So some nice little mignonette lettuce. that I grew in these boxes. I think I'll get another one. Why not? I've got plenty of others I can replace it with. Okay, that nice, beautiful one, and lovely. How beautiful leaves. And we have here some rocket. The smell is amazing. So just pick some rocket, not too much. It's very overpowering in everything we put it in. Okay, so that's a bit of rocket. And what else you got? I think. And let's go look at some tomatoes there, little cherry tomatoes. There's a few growing around. Okay, so here. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
It's a nice. Oh, plenty red tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes everywhere. Come here, there's lots here. Holy moly, where do I start? Let me start in here. You notice the sizes of this one here compared to these ones here.
Yeah, they're bigger.
Yeah, so twice the size of these ones. Now these are heirloom varieties. And I think this variety that I understand from the person I've got, it was first grown that he knows about 1875. So this variety here, 1875. So that's one variety. It's much smaller, half the size almost, but very, very flavoursome, and that's things why I grow them. Now, I'll just pick some more. I'll have to come back and pick a lot of them. Due to our rainy condition, and I haven't been out here. So things change very quickly. Elder, let's come over here with me just a little bit.
Kale. Tuscan kale.
Tuscan kale patch, which I've picked already many times, as you can see. I don't allow the leaves to grow too big. And let's go, pick a few of these. Now make sure that at the back there's no, I won't use that one. Yeah, like aphids and bugs. They love this kale, and I can't help it why. So there you go. So there won't be too many. I'll just have it raw. Alright, it's okay. It's nice and clean. Okay, let's go back here. Come around here. I think I'll pick. I've got a little bit of cucumber out here. So careful, don't slip. That'll do. This is ready to pick.
Wow.
Got our nice cucumber ready to go. Over here. I think I left it a little bit too long, but there's a few growing. And my little cucumber.
So where are they?
Just in the.
Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the cucumber vines, and just started them. It's good. So let's go in and make some salad. Okay, look, we're back in the kitchen, and I'm just going to wash the vegetables that I picked, and I'll show you old European trick. What they do, they put everything in the sink, add some baking powder to it for a little while, and supposed to clean and get rid of all the bugs. And anyway, all the lettuce. Peel it all. Look, this goes back to my worms. things are not wasted at all. Lovely. Now let's have a look at some rockets. Some of this. Fast lane. Tomatoes. Okay. Now we're going to add some baking powder, just a little bit, not much. Maybe a couple teaspoons, and then we'll massage it for a little bit and drain it and rinse it again. Okay. That'll do. And let's drain it. And what I'll do again, I'll just run some cold water over her, and she's ready. She'll be cut into pieces. Now I'm ready. Get the cucumber out, some of this parslane, and let us drain a bit longer. And let's go over and do some cutting. Come from there and move that out.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, so we got our kale. Start with our kale first. Okay. Although kale is a little bit harder than you know, but it's not too bad. Bit of lettuce. Okay. Let's go. So we just chop our things finely. Especially kale is chopped finely because it's tough. Just raw kale is very tough. And this way, sit in a bit of vinegar or oil, it becomes a bit softer. Then, but it still gives that nice crunch throughout the salad. Okay, so we're just chopping. That's it. Put it back in our bowl. And let's do our cucumbers. We'll do the old traditional European way. Rub it, maybe to get rid of some bitterness. And this one, there's no bitterness. If it's bitterness, get lots of white foam around here. So it's not bitter at all, which is great news. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Nope, not bitter at all. And let's cube it, or something like that. No big deal how big the cubes are, look at that. The salad in this seed is beautiful. Nice aroma. Remember again, all these things are grown 100% organically. So let's chop that up. Okay, so that goes in there. Okay, one more. Just cutting it 3 ways down. And yeah, that's nice cubes, or whatever you want to do, circles, up to you. Whatever is enjoyable eating. I'll leave the skin on. Now, this is the thing I'm talking about, purslane, or another name is pigweed, hogweed. So I'm just going to pick the smaller stems and use those for the salad. because these stay crunchy. Not that much that we can't eat them. Okay, and all, like I said, all the excess goes to my worm farm. Farms. Okay. Let me just do that one quickly. You can stop it until later.
Okay. So yep.
Until I start cutting it.
Okay.
Okay, I've got my parsley that I've chopped the little stems and leaves. So we just need to cut it into smaller pieces, just like that, like any salad. And okay, looks good. Just double check. Yeah, I think we did well. More. The harder parts. Right, let's put that in there, as usual. Now, all right, just now we'll come back in a minute. We'll come back, and the rest of it, tomatoes and lettuce, is like you normally cut it up or leave it as a big leaf. And we'll come back when we finished everything and show you how I dress it.
Yes.
All right, now I've got my salad all cut up. Just left to do the dressing, of course. And I've got a choice. Salt is an optional thing. I've got some pink salt. I'll just put a touch of a little pink salt. Yeah. A line of pink salt, that's will do. Now I've got obviously olive oil, extra virgin olive oil always. Put that on top. Okay. That'll do. Maybe a little bit overkill, but anyway. Now I've got a choice of balsamic vinegar, Medina from Italy, or a choice of organic apple cider vinegar. So, which one would you like?
Whatever you like.
I don't care either. So
Anything.
apples, organic apples. We don't want to advertise anything, so only apple cider vinegar. We'll do balsamic. So it's my dressing, and just mix it. And what I say, bon appetit. Thank you. Or you can toast some bread or baguettes and, you know, a bit of garlic in there, and a lovely salad for the summer. Onions, yeah, to put some onions. There's a lot of things we could put, but I just want to put the things in that actually grown in my garden. That's the whole lot. Alright, we'll see you for the next episode. Thank you. Alright, till next time, have a good day. Another thing, you know, subscribe to my channel, it's free. I do not ask money from anyone like people do. Totally free. I just want to educate everyone as I can in terms of better living, healthier living by doing what we're doing. It's not only the taste and the flavor of the food that we make better,
Amen.
but also our own well-being. Please subscribe. Catch you next video. Bye.